clear cut shot, didn't fall no nothing. Looked at him. I'm gonna kill you. They grabbed me. Don't grab me. Let me go. Tell me this. How can a person that's...
You have 4 children.
Yeah, I have 3.
You have 3 children. You have 7?
Yes.
10 kids.
7?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
Have you stopped now? Is that enough?
What?
You can have more kids? Or?
I don't know.
Really?
If God bless me with another one, then so be it.
After previously ridiculing Terence Crawford's resume on the GOATS podcast, Canelo Alvarez took things a step further by insulting Crawford's wife. During the second episode of their interview with Piers Morgan, Canelo didn't just mock her. Wait, he also went as far as calling her ugly.
But, you know, Terence Crawford, he's not really doing that well. He should be doing better than that. I don't want to sound shallow, but you know, look at that. He can do better than that. He might love her, they might be childhood sweethearts and all that, but there's no excuse for her to not keep herself in shape. He's the top 2 or 3 pound for pound best boxers in the world.
It wasn't the first time a boxer threw shade at Crawford's wife, and just like before, Crawford fired back. He stood up and lunged at Canelo for making such personal remarks. Security immediately restrained him, but Crawford continued yelling curses and insults. "Keep my family out of your mouth, fool. You freaking idiot, to keep them out of your mouth."
So just keep my name out your mouth. Keep doing what you're doing. I wish you nothing but the best. But listen, if you gotta go there, then...
Crawford was so furious that he couldn't be calmed down or return to his seat. He had to be escorted away, forcing the interview to end early. It was later rescheduled, but the tension between Crawford and Canelo has only grown. Fans immediately flooded the comments. One said, "I love what this fight is beginning to look like." Another added, "An angry Crawford versus an angry Canelo. This is real fatal fury." A third commented, "I don't like that Canelo brought up Crawford's wife, but if it heats up the fight, why not?"
Like, dude, we don't even gotta fight in the ring. You socked me off guard and couldn't even drop me. If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I would...
Another fan remarked, "That's disappointing from Canelo. That's childish and unsportsmanlike. I hope Crawford messes him up." Recently, Gervonta Davis also insulted Crawford's wife, throwing shade at her looks. Crawford clapped back again. But the most controversial insult came from Tyrone Booth. Crawford responded with a firm tweet aimed directly at Booth. "We do have passports."
Trained hard, he's got to the top of his game. He's made money. He's become a world champion. He's super talented. And he's got that cunt as our girlfriend. He should be doing better than that. Terence Bud Crawford. It's all about levels, innit? Crawford wouldn't have that nice, attractive girlfriend of his if he was a bin man. If he was a bin man, emptying bins in nothing.
Crawford's reaction to Booth's offensive remarks about his wife's weight was well received on Twitter, where fans and fellow boxers blasted Booth for his tasteless comments. A day earlier, Booth had posted an image of Crawford and his wife Issa with the question, "Should a world champion boxer have a fat girlfriend?" The post drew immediate backlash. Booth, known for his controversial takes on YouTube and Twitter, had his Twitter account suspended after the incident. It's become a trend for fighters to attack Crawford's wife, likely a desperate attempt to find a weak spot in a man who shows none in the ring.
Have that at all. Yeah, he'd be struggling. Everything for a reason. George Groves with the Rubik's Cube. I found a woman who really likes Rubik's Cubes as well. Yeah. Everything for a reason. I don't know what the reason is for wearing that. It's not all that, is it? Everything for a reason. You know, if I was like a top boxer and I was training hard and I was running...
Ahead of their September 13th clash in Las Vegas, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford sat down for an interview with Shaquille O'Neal, Tom Brady, and Dana White. During the talk, Canelo blasted Crawford's resume again. While he praised Crawford's skill, he questioned the quality of his opponents. Simply put, Canelo doesn't view any of Crawford's past opponents as truly world-class. Crawford has defeated fighters like Errol Spence Jr., Amir Khan, Kell Brook, Sean Porter, and more. Still, when asked about his best wins, Crawford bizarrely named Victor Postal and Ricky Burns. That didn't help his case against Canelo's argument.
You know what? If you look at his career, don't get me wrong, okay? He's a good fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter.
So Postal wasn't elite?
Who?
Victor Postal.
Who's that guy?
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
Interview promoter Eddie Hearn weighed in on the conversation, agreeing with Canelo's points, but with nuance. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Hearn said, "Unfortunately for Terence, he's never had the big fights against greats in their prime. It's not his fault." Hearn continued, "I asked him on the plane, what's the best win of your career? He said, Ricky Burns. Ricky's my guy, a 3-division world champion, and a great fighter, but when you're talking about pound for pound, generational greatness, where are the other wins on the resume?" Hearn also pointed out that fighters like Brook, Khan, and Spence were arguably past their prime when they fought Crawford. He drew a direct comparison between Crawford and Canelo's resumes, highlighting a major gap in opposition level.
And do you think fighting the 4-pound smaller king does more for your career than facing the bigger, menacing Mexican monster and David Benavidez?
You can see the career of Terence Crawford Benavidez. Terence Crawford is undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, many championship fights. So he bring me something to the table.
Probably a personal fight for Crawford to prove himself as one of the greats, Hearn added. No doubt, if he beats Canelo, he's great. He's a pound-for-pound tremendous fighter, but unfortunately, when you compare his resume to Canelo Alvarez's, that's chalk and cheese. Terence Crawford will have the chance to silence the critics when he steps into the ring against Canelo on September 13th, but moving up to weight divisions won't be easy. That said, if anyone can do it, it's Crawford. He's always risen to the occasion when the lights are brightest. Then again, Canelo is cut from the same cloth.
Of experts, I think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight, you're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of reply to that?
While sitting on the GOATS podcast with Ring Magazine, 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady spoke with both fighters about how they prepare for such a monumental bout. "I never thought about fighting Crawford," Canelo said. "Never in my life. He was always in a lower weight class. But that's the fun part. About boxing, you never know what's going to happen. Now we're here, and I'm glad to share the ring with one of the best fighters out there. I can't wait. He's obviously special, a good fighter, but that's why there are weight classes. We'll find out in September." Dana White also joined in, and when Brady asked him how he views the sport, especially since it's his first time promoting a major boxing event, White didn't hold back.
Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
What? 40 years old champion in that moment beat Mr. Poster in my gym. I saw that.
So Ricky Burns wasn't elite?
Ricky Burns doesn't elite.
Okay.
He's not elite.
It's cool.
Is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champion.
in September.
Interview. "Well, I know I've had a lot of criticism of boxing over the last 30 years, White said, "but the way I'm looking at this now is, I'm going to build from the ground up, find young talent. Put on stacked cards, UFC style, from the first fight of the night to the main event. We're changing the live event experience, the production, the presentation," he added. "Shaq, Turkey, and I have big plans in the next 16 to 18 months. Fights like this with true superstars are only the beginning. I'm literally trying to rebuild the sport from scratch. And Canelo versus Crawford is the first step."
Fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you going to find out? I hope you rank.
Interview. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss quality content like this.